Have you ever been enjoying a quiet evening outdoors only to hear a high-pitched whine right by your ear? That sound is the calling card of one of nature's most famous insects, the mosquito. There are over 3,500 different species of mosquitoes buzzing around the world, and while they are often seen as tiny pests, they play an important role in the environment. In many ecosystems, mosquito eggs and their young, which live in water, are a critical food source. Fish, turtles, and the young of dragonflies all depend on them for meals. Once they become adults, mosquitoes are eaten by birds, bats, and lizards, making them a key link in the food chain that supports a wide variety of wildlife. So what makes a mosquito a mosquito? These insects have very slender bodies covered in tiny scales which even extend along the veins of their wings. They possess long, delicate-looking legs and complex mouthparts designed for piercing and sucking. If you look closely, you can often tell males and females apart just by their antennae. The male's antennae are noticeably bushier, which helps him detect the wing beats of a potential mate. That famous buzzing sound isn't a voice but the result of their wings beating incredibly fast. The specific frequency of a female's hum is like a secret signal, helping males find them in the dark and continue the mosquito family line. When it comes to dinner time, male and female mosquitoes have very different diets. Male mosquitoes are gentle vegetarians, spending their days sipping nectar from flowers and feeding on other sweet plant juices. In this way, they sometimes act as pollinators, helping plants reproduce just like bees do. The females also enjoy a sugary drink from time to time, but they need something extra to become mothers. Female mosquitoes require a protein-rich blood meal for their eggs to develop properly. Without it, most cannot lay a healthy batch of eggs, which is why they are the ones who have earned the reputation as nature's tiny vampires. Finding their next meal is a remarkable feat of sensory detection. A female mosquito is a highly skilled hunter that uses a combination of clues to track down a host, whether it's a bird, a reptile, or a person. She is incredibly sensitive to the carbon dioxide we exhale with every breath, which she can detect from a great distance. As she gets closer, she hones in on other signals, such as our body heat, the moisture from our skin, and even specific chemicals we release, like lactic acid. It's this amazing tracking ability that allows them to find us so effectively, even on the darkest of nights, turning a peaceful moment into a swatting frenzy. The mosquito's life begins in a rather humble and watery cradle. After a female has had her blood meal, she seeks out a suitable patch of standing water to lay her eggs. Depending on the species, she might lay them one by one on the water's surface or group them together in a tiny floating raft. These eggs soon hatch into larvae, which are affectionately known as wrigglers. These aquatic youngsters spend their time wriggling through the water, feeding on algae, bacteria, and other tiny organic particles. Most wrigglers breathe air by poking a small siphon, like a snorkel, through the water's surface, while they hang upside down just below it. After molting several times and growing larger, the larva enters the next stage of its life, transforming into a pupa. Mosquito pupae are often called tumblers because of the way they tumble and dive through the water when disturbed. Unlike the larvae, pupae do not eat. Their main job is to continue the incredible transformation happening inside their casing. They are still active and breathe air, but now they use two small breathing tubes located on their upper body. This stage is a brief but critical resting period, where the insect reorganizes its entire body plan, preparing for its final winged form and its debut in the world above the water. Finally, the moment of emergence arrives. The pupal case splits open at the water's surface, and the adult mosquito carefully pulls itself out. For a short time, it must rest on the water or nearby vegetation, allowing its body to harden and its wings to dry and expand. Once it's ready, it takes its first flight, leaving its aquatic nursery behind forever. The entire process from egg to adult can happen in as little as 10 to 14 days, depending on the species and the temperature of the water. Warmer conditions often speed up the cycle, leading to larger mosquito populations in a shorter amount of time. Once airborne, the adult mosquito's primary instincts take over: find food and find a mate. The males, with their nectar-sipping lifestyles, typically have shorter lifespans. The females, however, are built for the longer haul, as they must survive long enough to find a blood meal, develop their eggs, and lay them to start the cycle all over again. This continuous and efficient life cycle is what makes mosquitoes so resilient and widespread, ensuring that a new generation is always ready to take to the air, much to the annoyance of their larger, warm-blooded neighbors. Not all mosquitoes are created equal. There are distinct groups, or genera, that differ in their habits, appearance, and the diseases they can carry. One of the most infamous is the Anopheles mosquito, the only type known to transmit malaria to humans. When an Anopheles mosquito rests on a surface, it does so at a peculiar angle, with its head, body, and piercing mouth parts held in a straight line, pointing down like a needle. They prefer to lay their eggs one by one on the surface of clean, slow-moving water that has plenty of vegetation, like ponds and marshes. Their larvae are also unique, as they lie parallel to the water's surface to breathe. Another major group is the Culex genus, often called the common house mosquito. These mosquitoes are notorious for carrying viruses that can cause encephalitis. Unlike Anopheles, a resting Culex mosquito holds its body parallel to the surface, with its head and proboscis bent downward. The females are less picky about their nurseries and will lay their eggs in large clusters or rafts containing 100 or more. These rafts float on top of almost any standing freshwater source they can find, from ditches and puddles to bird baths and even polluted water in storm drains, making them very successful in urban and suburban environments. The third key player in this gallery of pests is the Aedes mosquito, which is responsible for spreading diseases like Zika, dengue, and yellow fever. The most well-known species, Aedes aegypti, is easily identified by the striking white or silvery bands on its legs and markings on its body. Like Culex, it rests with its body parallel to the surface. What makes Aedes particularly tricky is its breeding strategy. Females lay their eggs in small man-made containers like flower pots, discarded tires, and rain gutters. These eggs are incredibly hardy and can survive for months in dry conditions, waiting for the next rainfall to hatch. Understanding the differences between these mosquitoes is crucial for public health officials. Knowing that Anopheles prefers clean, vegetated water helps in targeting malaria control efforts in rural areas. Recognizing that Culex thrives in polluted urban water helps cities manage their drainage systems. And the knowledge that Aedes uses backyard containers as nurseries empowers homeowners to fight these diseases by simply tipping over standing water. Each mosquito's unique lifestyle gives us clues on how to best interrupt its life cycle and reduce the threat it poses to human health. Living alongside mosquitoes means we have developed a variety of clever strategies to protect ourselves from their persistent bites. The first line of defense is personal protection. Using insect repellents on exposed skin can create an invisible shield that makes us less attractive to a hungry female. Wearing long-sleeved shirts and long pants, especially during dawn and dusk when many mosquito species are most active, puts a physical barrier between our skin and their piercing mouthparts. In many parts of the world, sleeping under insecticide-treated bed nets is one of the most effective ways to prevent bites from night-active mosquitoes like Anopheles and protect against malaria. Beyond protecting our bodies, controlling the mosquito population itself is a key strategy, and it often starts right in our own backyards. Since all mosquitoes need water to complete their life cycle, eliminating standing water is the most effective way to stop them before they can even fly. This means regularly emptying water from flower pots, buckets, bird baths, and old tires. For larger bodies of water that can't be drained, officials sometimes use special larvicides that are safe for the environment or introduce biological controls, like the mosquito fish, a tiny fish that loves to feast on mosquito larvae. Scientists are also working on highly advanced, cutting-edge solutions to manage mosquito populations. One exciting area of research involves genetics. Scientists are exploring ways to release sterile male mosquitoes into the wild. These males mate with females, but the resulting eggs never hatch, causing the local mosquito population to decline over time without the use of chemical pesticides. Other researchers are studying the specific compounds that either attract or repel mosquitoes, hoping to develop new, more effective repellents based on natural substances that have fewer side effects on the environment. Ultimately, learning about mosquitoes, how they live, breed, and behave, is our best tool for staying safe. By understanding their needs and habits, we can take simple but powerful steps to reduce their numbers and protect ourselves from the diseases they can carry. From tipping over a bucket of rainwater to supporting new scientific research, every action contributes to a safer, more comfortable coexistence with these tiny but formidable insects. It's a great example of how knowledge and awareness can help us manage the challenges posed by the natural world around us.